Hello. Welcome.
Hello. Spoilers.
Yes, it is time to announce something that has been building slowly but is inevitable. And that is from this point forwards, due to the character that is about to appear on screen, we will be divulging Umineko thoughts for the remainder of this reaction watch through.
We're still gonna be, you've seen some of the Umineko's discussions we've even had so far have been dancing around some spoilers, and we'll probably try and keep it that way as much as we can. But this is a character from episode 6.
Yes, we cannot promise you safety anymore.
We cannot promise any safety. If you haven't read Umineko, you should probably go do that as well. The thing that Higurashi said about this being okay for newcomers is an incredible thing to have heard coming out of his mouth.
Okay, listen, I stand by this being acceptable for newcomers, and you can fight me in the comments. But the stuff about the end of Arc 7 and 8, dubious. This, okay, I'm back this.
Sure. This is fine. Anyway, the point is, this is a character who is from Umineko, and we need to talk about the Umineko connection, because this is, again, one of those things that the fandom was could not decide themselves on whether or not Higurashi was going to be connected to Umineko through this anime. And I am pretty solidly in the camp that this story is about that connection. That is what this is. Especially since we're focusing on the relationship between Rika and Satoko, who in Umineko are obviously Burn Castle and Lambda Delta. There are several scenes that we've seen so far that visually remind me of the witches having a good old time, telling stories to each other and just talk about all the tragedies and all the misery they've gone through.
Yeah.
So, and that feels very much like what this story is about. It's how do we get Satoko's head to be in the same mind space as Rika's does, such that, Rika leaves behind Burn Castle, and Satoko at the end of this will leave behind Lambda Delta, who is very much an agent of chaos and fun and whimsy.
It's it'll be interesting to see, because to my mind, this is the kind of narrative detail that I feel Ryukishi would have had an inkling of since he started Umineko, but has taken clearly a long time to solidify it. And it'll be really exciting to see why it's this version of events that he's chosen to unveil to the public.
For sure. This is a story that has been sort of implied for a very long time now, but we're physically getting that connective tissue.
Yeah.
And a whole other season of this. I don't know what's going to be in that.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy. I just want to be clear, for those of you watching at home, we are recording this the day before Satsu starts.
Satsu drops, yeah. We're powering through it so we can be on the same page as everyone else. But especially if, as I suspect this is going to go, Feather in here is going to goad Satoko into becoming a witch effectively, which is something that Rika just had happen because she was the 7th, I want to say, daughter in the line of the bloodline that she's a part of. It was a total coincidence thrust upon her. There's so much coincidence going on in terms of Rika becoming a witch. But for Satoko, this, you might say it was a miracle that she became a witch.
Yeah.
But for Satoko, this is something she's bringing upon herself, it seems like, with some degree of certainty.
Yes.
So that's
Let us begin. I'm hitting start.
Let's go. The world with the Red Sea.
You know the one.
Oh my god. Look, I'm into this. Let's go.
Excuse me, what?
Via?
Excuse me, the fuck?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I was fucking right. They're actually going to do it. They're going to fucking say Satoko and Takano are the same character.
Yeah, look, I'm ready.
Because I'd always thought in Umineko that Lambda was kind of more of a Takano type character, kind of dressed up with the relationship of Satoko and Rika, but this dialogue alone is implying...
It's implying that they're both equal in a sense. Yeah, we kind of knew this was coming in a sense, but the form that it's taking is very bold. One who lives in loops.
Until your wish is fulfilled. That's such a juicy line.
What's your wish? What's that wish? All you must do is die. Very simple. Very simple.
I am pretty fucking worried.
That's terrible. Literally, like, the girl with the demon horns being like, don't even worry about what I ask in return. Like, why specifically this time? Like, I know it's before Matsubayashi happens, but, like, I wonder if they can do something like it's a time nexus or some. I'm just wondering how technical we're gonna get, because Featherin said that thing about the, like, spinal cord, like, you were a spinal cord once, or will be, or whatever. But I don't know how technical this is gonna get. I may have to look that up after we end this.
Look who it is!
Oh, there she is. Hey, beautiful.
Oh, I love that. That's so great. This is the story of how Satoko gave up on academia to become a writer.
Damn right. It's a very empowering story, truthfully.
And now she's writing fan fiction about all her friends.
But are all her friends in the best time of their lives and how it all went wrong, I guess.
That's right. She's going to make the same mistakes. Because, like, either she does try to change things and it, like, still doesn't work, and then she's bitter about it.
She risks things getting worse, right? Yeah.
Or she doesn't try to change things and still is just, like, bitter about having to relive it.
Yeah. I wonder how many times she's going to try and do the same things. You know, the definition of insanity, after all.
What would you do if you could go back and redo things?
Like the same as usual, probably.
That's the thing, right? It's like, people say they regret things, but a lot of the things they regret were formative experiences, so would you really want to change those?
Sure. I don't know. I mean, like, for me, the idea of just doing the same sorts of stuff again, and then just when I get to this point in my life being like, well, I've had a pretty good run up until this point, let's just restart again and, like, do it again. You know, there's something kind of freeing about that idea. No.
Oh, dear.
No, Satoko.
Instead of choosing my own path, I will shit on my friends' dreams.
I'll ruin her life so she has no use but to stay here with me. It's terrible.
I wonder how easy it would be to, like, remember these events, like, the first time through the loop.
I don't know. It depends. Yeah.
Endless fractal baseball. Also, if she woke up on the 10th of June and we've gotten to here, it means she's had to live through Tepe again. Or actually, does he doesn't come in.
That said, the more times she resets the loop, maybe there's a possibility of Tepe showing up. We don't know.
Yeah, she's also, like, ended up here for, like, a lot less dramatic of a reason than you and I were predicting, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking that was going to be, like, some crazy moment, but it seems like we're still building towards, you know, Satoko's breaking point, I guess. She's bending right now. She's not broken.
Like, she's been tempted by possibility more than she's been, like, driven to madness.
Yes. Because she could still just, like, play things out. You know, she decided, oh, me trying to change Rika's mind is not working. Maybe I should just go back to how things were. Or, you know, fix myself for the better or whatever. Like, that could still be a way out right now. She hasn't driven herself into a corner yet.
No, you know what it probably is that Satoko, the version of Rika we're seeing here isn't actually the one who's, like, looping with Satoko yet.
Like an alternate. No, I feel that. Maybe Satoko has a moment where she's like, I want the real Rika. I want the real, actual looping Rika.
You know, maybe Satoko, like, breaks the sword in one loop, or maybe she, like, finds the horn again and shows it to Rika.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about how her keeping Rika in the like the smaller time loop is kind of similar to her getting locked up underneath the school. The principal was like, if you won't do what we want you to do, then we'll just put you in a prison jumpsuit.
Well, yes, that metaphor was a bit on the nose, wasn't it? Also, like, Rika, who's just been through all of these time loops, hearing this weirdly specific thing and not going, huh?
It took her what? It took her 8 loops in the smaller loop to figure out that it was Satoko who was, or I guess, 9 loops?
Yeah.
Whatever. It wasn't a lot. It was less than 10. Less than 10 loops to figure out that Satoko was also looping. And that was like a high-stress situation, forcing her to come up with other possibilities. So the likelihood of her figuring it out is quite low.
Yeah, much the same as fucking Takano and Irie in the VN. It's like blatantly obvious from the outside. But
don't remind me of the worst moment in the entire story.
Who could it possibly be?
It could be anyone. It could be the coach who's been nothing but kind to us, or could it be the fucking sketchy
How does that feel to you,
eyes
Satoko?
like daggers blowing in the wind, you know.
It's nice.
I think this part of the story is probably what we're like what we've been expecting. Oh my god, no. Smash cut too. The fucking wish upon us.
Exactly, it's great.
It's so bad.
My goodness, I'm starting to think Satoko might be a little bit evil.
I don't know. She might be a little bit off kilter. It's fine.
Oh no, green with envy.
It's like, oh my god. Like frog mouth. It's so cartoonish.
Ridiculous. Here it comes. This time it's going to be daggers. Comes the murder.
It's a high ceiling in this shot. That's a high ceiling.
Oh, this is such a long setup.
The whole thing's gonna fall.
Know.
It's just gonna collapse.
And we go.
Snap. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so violent.
I shouldn't laugh. Oh my god.
Shout out to this timeline where all of the students in this room have to deal with this memory for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
The worst timeline for them. I don't know. It's not like I didn't expect it to happen.
Oh, this credit shot, what the fuck?
Yes!
That's so spicy.
I am super in on this.
Oh, that's nauseatingly beautiful. I love how long the build up to that shot of the chandelier falling was, though. That was so tasty.
I mean, yeah, as I was saying, like all the shots of them like lower down in the frames that we could see how high the ceiling was. You could see it coming from a
mile away, but it earned it so hard.
Beautiful. Oh, she's already just done. Oh, don't say that about Country Bumpkins. We're all right, bunch.
You're okay. You know? The just like dramatic irony of fucking like, you know, Rika's being entirely earnest, but Satoko just can't take it.
Yeah, but like, I feel like it's frustrating to Satoko that she's just hearing the same promise and hearing it broken over and over again, right? But Rika's only experiencing this for the first time every time, so of course she goes to the first instinct, which is to regurgitate the dogma from Mitsuri Bayashi, right?
Such a just tween rant. Just like, I'll never be good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, she's actually lived it. She's, you know, this isn't a tween rant to her, but to anyone watching just on the side of the road, it's like, gosh, kids.
You're like, are you okay? She's taking the high ground. You can't defeat her. It's still interesting that she's crossed that line of, like, murdering Rika, but she's still trying to use the carrot.
Yeah, right.
Like, manipulatively. But she's not completely deranged at this point.
I've been stuck here for 100 years. I would like to go on vacation.
Oh, God.
Sadako, I can't help but notice you didn't bring any food to cut up. It's just like it's in Higurashi.
I mean, at least in these alternate timelines where she doesn't also murder Rika, like everyone else continues on, that's a small, like, thing to be thankful for.
No, we can just forget about the other timelines. They don't matter, Ben.
Like,
there are no consequences for our actions.
I don't know. As long as she doesn't drop a chandelier on both of them in a big crowded room.
I'm trying to protect you, my favorite line in fiction.
The ultimate irony. This is why I don't trust librarians. Don't do it. They're so smug. You'll have to be there for even longer, Satoko. Or put Rika there for another 100 years. Like, awful. Oh shit, is she gonna look through? Oh no. Yep. She's gonna look through all the loops. And now we read the visual novel, Higurashi no Naku Korani. First arc, Onikaku Shihen. Oh god. Just like you, as these are like equal turmoils. So interesting.
That's a good moment to use that analogy.
Who is the monkey? Here we go. I will become
every single one.
Yes.
And I will not learn the lesson at all. Will she? Will she, Ben?
She's gonna look at them. You might say, Felix, that she's gonna look at them with a cynical, unsympathetic eye, you might say. She's going to look at them without the core elements that she would need to understand these stories.
What would that element be,
four-letter thing. Ben? What could it be? The one element.
Sky's rather grey today, Ben.
I can't wait for the shot where she finds the, where she realizes how the syringes can be used. That's gotta be like a key moment here.
Wow, it just occurred to me this is the first time we've actually seen the disaster this entire anime. Yeah. That's crazy.
You did?
Like, so many episodes in. Oh, that's a grim shot.
Oh my god, all the friends are there.
Oh, it's so horrible.
They missed.
How is this in Rika's fragments that Satoko can watch? Well, that's cheating.
Her perspective, I guess.
If this is in the fragments that Rika experienced, why couldn't Rika see it?
This is the stuff that Feather was interested in.
Wow, funny. It's the same thing that was written in the VN Ben. I wonder if there's anything to extrapolate on that particular nugget of information. Oh, thank you for stopping right before the important moral lesson of the story, Feather, and I'm sure that'll really help us just get along in solving this problem.
Look, she's a manipulator. That's what she is.
You know at this point exactly where this is going, but it's so painful. It's agonizing and hard. It's painful
to watch Satoko just, like, make the worst possible mistake.
Also, I love that line where she's like, I exceed in battle of wills after literally giving up the one she just chose to enter after like 4 fucking tries.
She was like, I'm out.
Oh, the irony is so painfully tangible.
That's really what this arc has been. It's just been like awful, awful irony all the way through with every decision she's made. Ensure? You sure there was another word you wanted to use for ensure that some kind of certain word, some terminology
I wouldn't
be
surprised if it was before translation. It's so horrible. Yeah, I hate it so much, but I love it.
Nah, I love this.
I want Ryukishi to punish me until his dying day.
I wasn't going to say it like that, but you know what? I'm with you. If only he would just spit on my grave, you know? Yeah, cool. No, I'm looking forward to seeing what this all leads to.
Yeah.
You know? Because we're not getting a proper conclusion in the next part, but we're going to have some kind of climax. We're going to have some, like, crazy lead into the next arc, to the next part of the story. What's going to even happen?
Like, surely what happens in the next part is that like Satoko is confronted with the consequences of her actions and then chooses to continue it anyway.
I just kind of wonder if Satoko is going to continue being the antagonist for the whole of another season of this, because that seems like a long time. I wonder if there's going to be a moment where they, like, not necessarily, like, turn on Featherin, but maybe there's some moment where they team up even for a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, like, I really don't know how they're going to drag that out to time.
Because this is the thing, right? Like, we've read Umineko, and we're in the Umineko spoilers section, so we know how the relationship between Satoko and Rika turns out.
Yeah.
They're like, they have this love-hate relationship. But if we continue down this path, that's like, it seems really obvious, right? It seems really obvious how this next season is going to turn out.
Yeah.
It just, like, you could end it very quickly. Well, so I wonder if there's going to be another wrench in the gears. You know?
I mean, if we're going down the Umineko rabbit hole, we really could, like, just straight up just go into Umineko. Like,
we could just end up, I mean, I've said somewhat jokingly, but also kind of seriously, like, we've been watching all of these different both Umineko and Higurashi properties being put out one after the other. Like the episode 9 of Umineko and like this remastering, it was supposed to be a remaster, you know what I mean?
Reimagining.
Higurashi Go, like reimagining. Like there've been all these little projects coming out on both sides of the table, and then Kikonia came out and was delayed. Like I feel like if they're gonna continue building the hype train and continue bringing out more and more stuff, I'm not predicting it, but I would not be at all surprised if we were leading into an Umineko anime. Done by Studio Pashone. Like that seems like the obvious next step.
Could you imagine if they did just like 4 episodes of Satsu and then surprise the remaining 20 Umineko?
And then we were just on the island. I would not even be surprised. I'd be like, this
that'd be
so much
madness.
Sense.
Trying to keep that under wraps too would be so hard.
I mean, we literally had the Via name drop. Like in terms of chronology, like where does that put us? You know. Like, if we got Featherin or Aurora or whatever, like, talking about, yes, you were once this crazy scientist lady named Via, who in the story of Kikonia that she's from is set, like, in the future. How does Featherin perceive time? You know, that frees us up a lot in terms of what kind of events we can just throw into Sotsu, right?
Like, I think the most straightforward loop around that I see is us going on a journey to see, like, Burncastle win and then put Lambda
like,
in as
it's your turn to challenge
as
me again,
Takano,
something,
and then becomes the loop.
Yeah,
because then that retroactively explains what the very final scene of the VN is, with her going and seeing Takano as a child. Because there are a lot of answers that are very easy to reach in a short amount of time, and a lot of conclusions, but as you say, it would be very difficult to drag them out to a full season.
Exactly. That's the thing that, like, both concerns and excites me. Because if we're gonna stay in Hinamizawa, like, I feel like that montage of, like, all the characters that we never get to see kill anyone, killing everyone, like, that's that moment, right? That's, like, how far can we push the contained world of the village, you know? And even some of the stuff I said was going to happen in the village destroying part of this arc, we kind of skipped over. We didn't have, like, and then the dam is brought back, or any, like, very little about Sadashi. I'm kind of surprised at both of those things, but that's fine. But, like, I feel like we're very restrained up to this point, and I feel like Satoko has to bust that door wide open and, like, move on to bigger shenanigans, bigger plots, right? Like, a chandelier to the face is too small for what I want from this show at this point. You know?
I agree.
She still has to find the sword.
That's true. Oh my god. There's so much.
So to have that
There's
scene,
so much.
She's like, yes, it's a sword that can kill.
All right. I suppose we will see you with more of this next time. Is this going to be our last one?
Next time. I believe so.
Oh my god, Sotsu.
And then it's Sotsu High, baby. Yeah.
Next time.